This is the chess variant that one of you guys made, and today I'm going to be testing all of your suspicious chess variants to see if they're actually good or if they should just be deleted forever. That was a scam. I got scammed, okay. Starting off with the first one, miniature chess. Okay, whoa, this is actually a very interesting variant. Oh wait, this is super strange. Oh my days, what do I do? Here? I thought this would be a complicated variant with a lot of in-depth strategies, but it turns out that just the first person to move out their king has a huge advantage. I can move my king here. Wait, I actually have a plan. We're gonna go bing, he has to take, boom, and we're threatening his... I think we just won the game with this king b2 move. Now I could just trade off everything and promote my pawn, but there was just one issue. I'm pretty sure this is a Whoa, what are these pieces? Can I checkmate with whatever this is? I promoted to this knight with a mohawk because I thought it could move like a knight and bishop. Unfortunately, it just moved like a knight, and there was no possible way for me to get a checkmate. That was a scam. I got scammed, okay. I would rate this variant a 3 out of 10 just because whoever moves first is always going to win. But if you thought that variant was strange, it's nothing compared to what's coming up later on. But for right now, we had chess, but it's like diagonal and you have 2 queens for some reason or something. Do I want to trade off queens? I guess we'll trade off queens. I didn't even hardly get any time to understand how this variant worked, but I was already cooking up some 2 million IQ strategies. Is there any tactic? Wait, I could go here and take his queen. Now for some reason I forgot that my opponent could block my attack with literally any of his pieces and move there anyways. Let's do that. But it turns out my opponent also forgot he could just block my attack and did this instead. Or not, or he could just blunder his queen. And just like that, we're already winning the game. After that, this guy had no chance of coming back and was pretty easily defeated. Oh my days, I just won the game in like 9 moves. This variant gets a 7 out of 10. It's pretty fun and looks kind of cool. Which meant next up was this Mario Kart type variant, where the first person to get their king to the center of the board wins the game. No checks are allowed, but you can move these variant pieces to slow down your opponent. Okay, I'm white now. This actually looks super fun. Okay, and every time you take a piece, you can place it on the board anywhere. Now, I had no idea what strategy or opening was best here. And if you guys also wonder what opening you should be playing in chess, check out this video sponsor, chessreps.com, where you can easily learn any openings with custom exercises made to help you master your favorite openings. I even made my own Road to 2000 opening on their website, but more on that later, because the person I was playing against was pretty good at chess. He literally posted a video of himself beating Stockfish blindfolded, so I kinda had to lock in here to win the game, but my opponent was already making some genius plays. Okay, he placed a knight there for some reason. Oh, so we could grab this pawn. Interesting. Wait, that was kind of an intellectual move, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep on going up the board. EA Cranberry was focused more on gaining a piece advantage, but I was just focused on racing up the board, meaning that I had a little bit of a head start until I came across this problem of this pawn and bishop. We do have to get rid of this pawn because it's protected by the bishop. Knight here looks fine. Then we take this, boom. Now that I'd gotten rid of that pawn, I still had to remove this bishop to make way for my king, and this ended up costing me 2 entire moves, giving EA Cranberry the lead. Wait, now he's closer to the center than I am. EA Cranberry was ahead by 1 square, until he placed this half rook to block me from going to this square. And for those of you who don't know, these half rook and half bishop pieces can move in the same direction as normal, but they can only hop over 1 square, and that's their entire range. So by placing my bishop here, it trapped EA Cranberry's half rook, allowing me to take it anytime I wanted. Unfortunately, that did waste one of my moves, and now I was behind again. Uh-oh, this is not good. So now I had to do everything in my power to slow down my opponent. Okay, we're blocking off this square and this square so we can't get past. I was literally using every single piece I had collected to stop EA Cranberry from winning, and this was actually working. I think we just won the game. Like, there's nothing he can do to stop me. Okay, I'm just gonna go here. Now I attack his rook. If he takes my half rook, I just go to the promised land. Amazing. I'm too good. I'm too good at this game. I mean, what can I even say? And just like that, I had beaten yet another one of your guys' variants. And there it is. There's no way he can stop me. Good game. I would actually rate this variant an 8 out of 10. It's super unique, fun, and not luck-based. And just like how I beat this variant, you guys will be beating people at chess when you learn any opening from chessreps.com. Again, they offer a huge supply of common openings to choose from, and if you struggle with memorizing a lot of lines, Chessreps has exercises specifically made to help you memorize and master any openings as quickly as possible. I made my own Road to 2000 opening on their website, and with their exercises, people have already been seeing huge improvements in their gameplay. You have to go to chessreps.com, and you will never blunder again in your openings. But next up on our variant list was knights versus bishops, and in my opinion, I like knights better. So I'm actually happy that I got the knight side. This would normally be a really cool variant, but this guy added some strange rules. Like every piece you take, you can place back on the board, and you can capture your own pieces for some reason. But regardless, I thought I was doing pretty well. But if we can, nice. Okay, we get doubled pawns. That's not good for him. And slowly but surely, I was infiltrating my opponent's position with my knights. Okay, we can go here. Now we're attacking. We can go to this square, actually. Okay, now we could go here. We're infiltrating. We're infiltrating his position. He goes check, but that doesn't really do anything. The only slightly huge problem with this variant was that you can capture your own pieces like this. He just took his own pawn, and then you could save up these pieces to place back on the board whenever you wanted later on. And this is what my opponent was doing until he finally farmed enough pieces to attack my king. Okay, he's just giving me a bunch of free pieces because he's trying to attack my king violently, but we got a bunch of pieces just covering all these squares. Yeah, like, this is not going to work for him. Unfortunately for this guy though, my king was just too well protected. And after my opponent miserably failed his attack, it was now my turn to attack. But we are going to win this piece here. Boom. Now we're attacking this. But the only problem with having knights is that it's just kind of hard to get a checkmate with them. So I came up with an easier idea. Or we can place a pawn here and just try to promote it to a queen. Now I can happily promote to a queen and get an easy checkmate. Okay, pawns don't promote. Interesting. That is not what I accounted for. I don't even know what was wrong with this variant, but it didn't really matter because I was up so much time that I won either way. But it doesn't matter, we win on time. I mean, we're destroying this guy anyway. This variant would get a 7 out of 10, but since it was Crazy House, we -1, and since you can capture your own pieces, we minus another one, and since pawns can't promote, it's now a 4 out of 10. Which meant next up was this Racing Pawns variant, with the same rules as normal chess, except a slightly different setup. And for some reason, black goes first, I don't know why. And we only have bishops and knights, so we don't have any queens to help us take any of these pawns here. But I guess the strategy is getting your pawns to end first and you just win the game. And for this variant, I was playing Frog Lover, a student from my Road to 2000 community, and ever since he's joined the community and learned the opening I teach, he's been on a massive winning streak. So if you guys want to get to 2000 elo like I did, or just improve your rating as quickly as possible, join the community. It's the first link in the description. But anyways, my strategy for this variant was just to push pawns all the way up the board and hope to get a queen. And surprisingly, this strategy is working out way too well. Wait, I can go here, he can go there to try to block the square, but then I go bishop here, attacking this square. And I don't think he can defend that. Wait, he can defend with his bishop, but I take, he takes, I get a free queen. 5 billion IQ moment. Yeah, we're just going to take this, and we basically just win the game now. And literally 2 moves later, this happened. Okay, and he resigned. That was the easiest victory of my entire life. I actually like that variant, but I'm pretty sure whoever goes first just has a huge advantage, so I would give this a 5 out of 10. But last and certainly least is this monstrosity of a variant, where you have variant pieces, spells, and every piece you capture you can place back onto the board. What is even going on here? I have no idea. Okay, his king's here. We got a bunch of random pieces, and we got these spells. Let me move so I don't abort the game. This is very suspect. Okay, I have a plan though. We're gonna go queen here. We're going to try to just take his king. And if you didn't understand my ramblings, my plan here was to exploit this overpowered jump spell, which lets you jump over a piece, and use that ability to capture my opponent's king. Wait, I actually have such a good plan. We're going to go bing, bong, take the pawn, he takes back, we use our jump spell on this square, our queen's going to capture his king. It's going to work, trust me. And things were actually going to plan. So I'm going to go here, then we're going to go bing, take, takes back, we're going to use our jump spell so we could jump over this pawn, then our queen's going to take his king. This is the greatest plan anyone has ever thought of in their entire lifetime. But just as I thought I was going to win the game, my opponent saw my genius idea. Oh, he froze? Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to freeze back. Boom. My opponent froze my pieces, which meant I couldn't move those pieces until 2 moves later. Luckily though, I could just do the same exact thing. And when all these free spells wore off, I was just up material. So we're already winning. We're already up one of these weird knight rook thingies. And that was just back to my normal plan, but again, this happened. Oh, he saw it and he froze. Wait, but I could just... Okay, I could freeze here and take this. Okay, we can go here. Now my queen is free to capture his king if he allows it. And he does, because he doesn't know that this is a bishop also. So look at this. Mink. Bang. I'm too good at these variants. I'm just too good. I'll rate this variant a 5 out of 10. It's kind of random and there's way too many rules. And if you guys want to send me your variants to play or just be in videos like these, join the Discord. It'll be linked in the description.